Hello, longboarding mom. Today is the day I am making my Easter ham. It's not Easter, but I had to work that day. So why not celebrate it on another day, right? So I am making my ham today, but I'm not doing the traditional ham and mashed potatoes and gravy and all the fixings and stuff. I'm just going to make a simple ham. But I'm going to show you guys how I'm going to make my side dish, the gratin potatoes. An ooey gooey, cheesy, yummy dish. And it's really simple. I got it out of my Betty Crocker cookbook. But of course, I pizzazz it up a little bit and add my own ingredients. So I'm going to show you how easy it is and a couple of steps. I've got my cast iron pan that I got from Pampered Chef. I've got a couple of these that are brand new. I've never worked with these before, so we're gonna try it. And I would not have bought these, but I had a party and I got a really good discount. So I recommend having parties because you get all kinds of good stuff. So we're gonna put our gratin potatoes in that. My ham is already in the oven. Oh my gosh, it smells so good. I'll show you one day how to make that. I just didn't have time. So we're going to get started on that. Grate some cheese, get all the ingredients together, and slice up some potatoes. As soon as they get here, my husband's bringing them home for me. Although I like this knife for onions and cheese and cutting a lot of stuff, this is my potato knife. I use this knife to cut my potatoes. And we need to cut these really thin. I've peeled them, washed them, and now we are going to cut them thin. As thin as you can get them. Without cutting them in pieces. When it gets down into a little bit, I hold it really careful there. We're going to slice all of these up, and when we get them all sliced up, we are going to line them in that pan and make our cheese sauce. I'm going to bake it in my convection oven at 375 for about an hour. And the reason why I'm doing it in my convection oven is because I have my ham in my oven, and that is going to be done in just a couple hours. This takes about an hour, so we are to bake. It doesn't take that long to prepare, but once you get it in the oven, it does take an hour. And while it's in the oven, you can clean up, you can do all kinds of other stuff. That's why I kind of like oven meals. You can do things like clean the bathroom, do some laundry, all while your dinner is being made. I don't know if you can hear that wind chime out there. Oops, I sliced it. I've got my door open because the sun finally came out. It was a weird weather day. So today is actually April 12th. And we had sun yesterday. I was in shorts and a t-shirt. And today we had hail and rain and wind and sun. I actually took my son driving this morning. That was a lot of fun. He's getting so much better, a little bit more confident. He just needs a little bit more work on backing up, but that's what I told him. We're practicing. That's why we practice. So we just drove up and down our road, but I told him next time he's going to drive me to the store. I think that scared him a little bit because you have to enter the highway to do that. I am so excited. I have not had a gratin potatoes in so long. I just kind of stopped cooking is why. And I am getting back into cooking. I'm loving it. So this was 6 potatoes. It said 6 medium potatoes. Oh, I don't want to cut those. Okay, we're at the end here, so we're going to be really careful not to cut our fingers because it's misshaped. And at the edge of that cutting board there. Okay, I'm not going to cut that last piece. These are all cut. I'm going to line them in here and we're going to make that roux. It says not to grease it. I did kind of put a little layer on there and we are just going to kind of, oh wait, my recipe said put a little bit of that roux cheese sauce down first. So we will do that first and then we will line that up. So let's get that started. I think I'm going to put this in water so they don't get brown while we're making that roux. In my 2.5 quart saucepan, I've got 2 tablespoons of butter melting. Huh?
Smells like good ham in here, boy. And it does feel a lot better here. It's freshened up. Okay. My 2 new girls were put in and I lost one.
Uh-oh.
That's okay. It was an old one.
My butter is all melted. I'm going to add 1 tablespoon of flour. And cook that up for just a little bit. It's on medium heat. And to that, my recipe calls for salt and pepper, but I have a few more ingredients I'm going to add to it. So I have 1/4 teaspoon pepper, 1/2 teaspoon of salt, 1/2 teaspoon of dried thyme, and a little pinch of nutmeg. Add nutmeg. Just a little bit. And we are going to add to that my husband's getting ice. We're going to add to that some dried mustard and my onions. We got to soften those up a little bit. That was 1/2 a small onion. And I've got some garlic. We're going to add just a little bit of garlic to that as well. One teaspoon. And if you're going to do fresh cloves, I would do probably 2 cloves, small cloves. We're going to let that cook for a couple minutes. Okay. We are going to add almost 2 cups of milk. We're going to stir that around and let it come to a boil for a couple minutes and thicken up. And once it thickens up, we're going to take it off the heat and add the cheese to it. Had to fix that lighting, it was too light. I could smell my ham. I could smell these onions and garlic and thyme. Shh, don't tell my son. He doesn't like the onions. He'll like the cheesy potatoes, so he'll just have to pick through it. I'm going to turn the heat up just a little bit. So we'll start boiling. Once this is done, we will drain those potatoes and rearrange them in that pan and get them in the convection oven. I've actually never cooked these in the convection oven, so this is all new to me. My cast iron pan and my convection oven. Okay, I'm gonna add that 1.5 cups of cheese to this here in a little bit. Okay, it's been a couple minutes. I'm going to turn the heat off and add the cheese to it. Get it melted. We are going to do some cheddar cheese. It's not my smoked cheese because I am out of that. We are going to have to make some more. let's get those potatoes drained and pour this on top. Okay, one of my recipes called for the cheese sauce down on the bottom of the pan. Another recipe does not. So I am not going to put it down because of the cast iron. So we're just going to start lining the pan with the potatoes around in a circle. That takes a little bit of time. I did say it was fast and easy. It's not, I mean, it depends on what you mean fast and easy on making it. I like cooking, and cooking is fun. So when I have time to make homemade stuff, you know it's so much better for you, homemade, than to buy the box stuff. And when I was younger, I thought the box stuff was actually cooking. I thought that was cooking. And I learned how to cook by watching other people cook. And now by just picking up a recipe and trying it. Because you never know what you can make until you try it. And sometimes the first time you try it, it doesn't work out, but it tastes okay. So you just keep practicing until it works out. Oh, that means my convection oven is preheated. So I gotta get this over there and get that timer on there because it already has a timer, so I've got to turn the timer up. Whoops. I'm going to add some more over here. I've got a lot of potatoes left. In one of my recipes, the picture looks so pretty and so fanned out and perfect. Maybe I should have used a smaller pan. I could have used my smaller one. I got two different sizes, this size and just a little bit smaller. But maybe if it's not so close together, they might cook faster. I don't know. So my son asked me what was one of my driving stories today that I remember, and I didn't have somebody teach me how to drive really. And so one of my driving experiences, my dad was needing somebody to drive a car to our house because he needed to work on it. So I was driving it and I didn't know whether or not it was automatic. I didn't know if I was supposed to put it in low when I was going up the hill or not. And so I looked down to see where low was. And as I was doing that, I almost went into the ditch. And that was kind of funny because I didn't know what to do. I didn't know what I was supposed to do. And my dad wasn't in the car with me. He was driving the car behind me because we were driving two separate cars. So that was kind of interesting. So I'm going to dump the cheese stuff on here and then we're going to get it in the convection oven. So I'll be right back with that cheese sauce. Gonna spread it around. Whoops. There went my holder. And we're going to mix some breadcrumbs in this cup and then pour it on top. And that's about a quarter of a cup because that would have filled it. So we're going to mix that around. And all the seasonings are already inside the cheese, so we don't really need to season it more, but we can if we wanted to because the breadcrumbs are plain. So now we're just going to kind of sprinkle that around. Pop that in the convection oven. And I'll show you what it looks like halfway through. We'll check on it. Mm. Yum, look at that. That looks beautiful. In my convection oven, it actually cooked a lot faster. So it was done in about, wow,
40 minutes.
40 minutes because it had 22 minutes left on it. So I'm going to cut into it. I really want that crispy. Maybe I'm going to cut over here. Yeah. Cut into this side right here. Nice. And it didn't stick to the bottom of my pan. Love it. Okay. My ham is over there resting. I'm just going to take a quick little bite so I can dish up the rest of my food. Some of that crusty top and the potato. Yum. Perfect. I'm going to dish up the rest of that for my husband and I and my son. And we'll see you guys next time. I'm not sure what I'm going to make for you guys, but I'll figure it out.